Scar's undignified end. Everyone remembers Scar, Simba's sly uncle and traitor to King Mufasa. Scar's implied death comes at the end of the film, but the character also makes a disturbing cameo in another Disney film. At the beginning of The Lion King, Mufasa asks Zazu what should be done about Scar. Zazu says, sarcastically, that he'd make a handsome throw rug. Just think. Zazu says, whenever he gets dirty you could take him out and beat him. Dark stuff. Disney. 3 years later, Disney released Hercules, a movie where Scar reappears as an actual throw rug. It's unusual for Disney to make light of a character's death, even a traitorous villain, which makes this one dark, creepy Easter egg. Aroused Bishop in The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is about that special adhesive that holds all of Disney's sandwiches together, true love. It also has an inappropriate hidden message. In the film, Prince Eric decides to marry a complete stranger because he likes the sound of her voice. But he's actually marrying the evil drag queen, Ursula, who is disguised as a hot chick. What a wedding night that'll be. As Ursula and Eric step to the altar, the old bishop marrying them seems a little too excited. He has a wide smile and a bonerific bulge beneath his robes. The animators claim the trouser mountain is the priest's knee, but Disney digitally removed the offending pants tent from all DVD releases, suggesting it may have been more than that. Beauty and the Beast supervising animator Glenn Keane has revealed the Beast is actually several different animals thrown together. Like some Frankenstein monstrosity, the Beast has the head and horns of a buffalo, the brow of a gorilla, the body of a bear, the mane of a lion, the tusks of a boar, and the legs and tail of a wolf. Mysterious code in all Disney films. Okay, conspiracy theorists, debunk this. A secret code has been discovered in nearly every Disney Pixar film ever made. The code is A113 and is often tucked away in the corner of frames. Kind of like how killers often hide evidence in plain sight. According to the official explanation, A113 is the room at the California Institute of Arts where many Disney and Pixar animators learned their craft. However, there could be more to it. After all, rumors that Walt Disney was an anti-Semite, an FBI informant and that he had his own corpse cryogenically frozen linger to this day. Nudity in The Rescuers. In the original video release of The Rescuers, there was a secret photo of a topless woman hidden in 2 frames. When this was discovered, Disney had to recall 3.4 million copies of the movie and issue an apology. The picture appears in the background as Bianca and Bernard fly through New York. These are only 2 frames in a film that runs at 30 per second, so it's kind of a blink and you'll miss it thing. However, this is a children's movie, and parents who discovered it were outraged. Apparently it was a joke by the animators, their version of a Playboy centerfold. I hear their careers centerfolded. For the happiest place on earth, Disneyland sure has some weird practices. To ensure uniformity, actors portraying characters like Goofy and Pluto have to wear company-issued undergarments because personal underwear could bunch and become visible to visitors. Undergarments were handed in for washing at the end of each shift. Some employees complained of receiving dirty, smelly underwear and cases of pubic lice and scabies occurred. In 2001, Disney finally reached an agreement with the actors' union, allowing them to take their own undergarments home for washing. Other ridiculous policies. Characters can never say no, break character, sit down or point with a single finger. Employees also weren't allowed to have beards until 2012. Subliminal messages in The Lion King. More Lion King when adult Simba collapses on the cliff. The scattering pollen forms a word in the sky. Many believe it says sex, but animator Tom Sito insists the letters spell SFX, which is apparently a jokey reference to the special effects team that worked on the film. Pretty risky reference. Would be like spelling puck in the sky and claiming it referenced your favorite ice hockey team. Another interesting secret, the roars you hear in The Lion King are actually created by tigers. Apparently, genuine lion roars weren't loud enough. I feel lied to. Disney's motherless heroine tradition. Ever wondered why so many of the characters in Disney movies don't have mothers? Look at Jasmine in Aladdin, Belle in Beauty and the Beast, Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Even Nemo only has a dad. The official explanation is that Walt Disney was racked with guilt after his mother died in the house he bought her. She died in a fire caused by a faulty furnace. Walt never spoke about the incident and felt personally responsible. This haunted him so much he refused to include mother figures in his movies. Conspiracy theorists, however, believe it instills subtle anti-family values, with some reports of kids role-playing having dead parents. Purported Nazi propaganda. In 1942, Disney made an animated short called Der Führer's Face. In it, Donald Duck has a nightmare and must deal with Nazi food rations and endure a hard day's work in an artillery factory. The cartoon won an Academy Award, but was not generally released due to its controversial subject matter. Another reference to Nazism occurs in The Lion King. Scar's big singing number, Be Prepared, was inspired by footage from a 1935 Nazi propaganda film called Triumph of the Will. The hyenas represent the marching Nazis and Scar, seated on top of a cliff, represents Adolf Hitler on a podium. Hidden message in Frozen. Everyone's familiar with mega hit Frozen. Most people have a young child, cousin or little sister subjecting them to 9 viewings of the DVD a week. If you're anything like me, the first few bars of Let It Go will make you want to punch the nearest wall. The bad news is the Frozen juggernaut shows no signs of stopping, especially since kids can watch the same thing 85 times without getting bored. The good news is you can liven up your latest reviewing by studying the credits to see this strange hidden message from Disney. South of the South. You probably haven't seen Disney's 1946 film South of the South, though you may have heard its Academy Award-winning signature song Zip-a-Dee-Doo-Dah. The reason for this is the film is full of racist stereotypes and makes light of slavery in the South. The film has been called an insult to American minorities and is no doubt destined to remain in the darkest recesses of the Disney vaults. This is one secret Disney desperately wants to keep hidden. Aladdin tells teens to get naked. There's a scene in 1992's Aladdin where the street rat Aladdin tries to woo Princess Jasmine on her balcony and is confronted by her overprotective cock-blocking tiger, Raja. Hate when that happens. As the shot cuts away to Jasmine, Aladdin can be heard in the background, muttering to the angry tiger. What he says sounds suspiciously like, "Good teenagers, take off your clothes." According to the director's commentary, the line is ad-libbed to extend the scene. Aladdin is meant to be saying, "Good kitty, take off and go," but that excuse doesn't fly with those of us who wear tinfoil hats. Disney edited the line out of future DVD release. Jessica Rabbit's wardrobe malfunction. The 1988 Warner Disney crossover Who Framed Roger Rabbit famously featured a vivacious cartoon vixen named Jessica Rabbit. Since Jessica was designed as a sex symbol, the animators thought it'd be funny if they snuck in a couple of provocative hidden frames. During a cartoon car crash, Jessica Rabbit gets thrown from the vehicle and is very briefly shown without any underwear. Later editions of the film reportedly had to be digitally altered to give Jessica white cotton underwear. Apparently hiding stills of this nature in cartoons was a common animator gag. Disneyland human remains. In 1967, Disneyland Imagineers used real human skeletal remains obtained from the UCLA Medical Center to make Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean ride look more convincing. Over time, most of the bones were removed, but employees say one remains. The skull above the treasure room bed certainly looks convincing. DuckTales Illuminati symbolism. Finally, here are 2 examples of Illuminati symbolism in Disney's DuckTales. The first is in an episode where Scrooge McDuck visits the doctor to cure a sickness that only affects cashiers. Bankers and millionaires can contract. If you look in the background, you'll see an eye chart with seemingly random letters on it. The letters actually change from shot to shot, but at one point they distinctly read, "Ask about Illuminati." The second example comes in the DuckTales movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. While traveling across the desert on Camelback, Scrooge and the gang literally trip over the tip of a pyramid that features the Illuminati all-seeing eye symbol. Are these attempts at humor or something more sinister? You decide.